Hello, and welcome to my backyard, in-town chainsaw testing facility. The neighbors love me. Anyways, Yank Doodle. I tried to get a hold of the guy with the saw today. Never heard back from him yet, but I'm on the mission, buddy. I'm on the saw mission. Check it out. Jonsered 910E. This thing was produced in 1978, I believe it was introduced, according to my research, or 79. Kinsey from Bayou Country Power Saws. Thanks, buddy. I commented on one of his videos one day about his 920. And he got right back to me and told me a bunch of info on this saw and the 920s. That guy's, he's a walking wealth of information for chainsaws. You need anything to know anything about an old chainsaw? Just message Kinsey, man. He knows it all. It's crazy. So, this is 86cc, Jonsered 910E. This is a BC saw, see, West Coast, full wrap, big dogs. The case is busted on this side, so the inside dog's gone. But this came out of Port Hardy, BC. So this was a BC logging saw. Like, just imagine, I only got a little 20-incher on her now, but just imagine the bar this saw had on it. Imagine the timber the saw has fallen. Imagine the man that ran this saw. It's crazy. So this saw here is considered to be one of the last pure Jonsereds before they got partner and Husqvarna influence. So it's a really cool find. Old, right, late 70s, early 80s, big block Jonsered muscle saw, and it's a pure Jonsered. So that's friggin' cool. So Yank Doodle, here's your shout out, and don't think just because I won your giveaway that I feel obligated to shout you out. My plan the whole time was, when I had made the video on this saw, I was going to shout you out just to make sure that it got the most views as possible. If you don't know Yank Doodle, check him out. He's a good guy. I believe he's Amish from the States. He's in the logging and lots of other things. He's got a beautiful young family. That one video of him out burning brush with his little girl there, and he's teaching her how to run the chainsaw. It's a pretty cute video. So Yank Doodle, he's a good guy. Check him out. He's awesome. I'm working on trying to get that saw for you. I'll let you know. Alright, well, let's not waste any time. The old beast has got 140 psi. Maybe I'll crank it over a few times. Dang thing, I barely pull it over. Got a few new fuel lines here. That line goes that way. Is that the pulse line, maybe? Anyway, so that line's still the old hard line, but all the rest of the lines are new. That's supposed to be a tank breather, the one with the screw in it. Might have to take that screw out and put a little breather on there. That must be a tank vent. Anyways. I ran out a bit, but then I bought some cheap chain because this bar, it's a 10mm mount. It's a different mount. It's like old Jonsered mount. A lot of bigger old saws ran this mount, so I special ordered the bar. The biggest I could find just immediately at the time was 20-inch, which is kind of a 20-inch bar on this beast is nothing. But they came with this cheap chain that just sucks. So I started cutting and I stopped right away. And so, I'm just gonna focus here. Anyways, I'd say that's close, but that's a little lean, for my liking. So I'll richen her up a bit on the top there. I had to adjust the low speed screw when I got it because it wouldn't even run. But that's right, different. It's coming from BC to here, so different elevation, different climate. Well, there's that chain. I've never even heard of this brand before. That's that stuff there. Never seen the Husqvarna chain box sitting beside the bar, but that Husqvarna chain actually works real good. That new stuff made in Germany, that actually cut real good. But this is the chain that's on that big saw there. Ramison Platt. Poor old girl. On this side, where the two tabs sticking out there with the dog shirt on there broke off. And there's a whole chunk broke off the case here. where the inside dog is supposed to screw on. And there's little bits of JB Weld here and there on the old girl. But you know, man, this thing was introduced at the end of the 70s. So since late 70s, early 80s, this thing's been bucking down big BC timber. So you kind of get what you get, and I'm thankful to find one, you know, like this. So one crazy part about these saws is they're a two-piece ignition, and the coil, see the wires? The coil is right on the plug cap. The plug cap is the coil, which is wild and unique. So a thing with a lot of old Jonsereds is, especially Jonsered exclusive stuff. If you need a special part like that for a saw this big and old, man, you might as well forget it, right? You can spend a lifetime trying to find parts for them. So they're cool, but you want to get them together, or else you're on a wild goose chase. So that's what makes them unique and fun and cool to collect, though, right? Stuff like other saws that share a lot of common stuff, like newer Jonsereds that share a lot of common stuff with Husqvarnas. They're pretty good for finding parts for, right? But something like this, you need parts, you're hooped. What the crap kind of chain is that? Look. Focus. What a crap chain, and look, like the gullet's way high there. I took this chain's brand new. Some cheap chain that came with this bar. It barely even cut. What a piece of crap. So I gotta take the file, each one, and first file down to file some gullet into the chain, and then back to get the hook. So it's a brand new chain. I've got to go through every link and file it so it actually freaking cuts. Well, that was a pain in the butt. I had to go, first I just file straight down and then start going back till I touch this top plate. So I didn't even take any off these top plates. I just had to just cut that area out and get the teeth to tip ahead, get them to hook. And then I took the my raker gauge and touched the top of the rakers. Yes, Rock of Ages, a raker gauge. I know that makes me a DA, but you know what? I didn't even know a raker gauge existed until a year ago. Not even lying. So you just set her there, your little raker pops up, and you just boop, boop, boop. And my problem is, I get trying to cut the rakers down faster and start using a bigger file and not paying attention. I'm going to come in, I bump the tip of my tooth, right? So the raker gauge, you set her on there, and it protects all that, so you just can't mess it up. And it's just quick, just do. So once I discovered that, I was like, wow, that's so easy. Why don't I use that all the time? So now I always use a raker gauge. So I know Rock of Ages, it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, but just saying, if you try one, it might change your life. You don't have to tell anybody about it. Yeah, so now she'll cut. The old wood stove just rocking. I'm so glad I built that thing. And that, ooh, shouldn't have seen that. That's a big old top secret pile of mind your own business. Okay. This has got the cheapest, most piece of crap chain you've ever seen on it. I tried to sharpen it up. It's quite a bit better than it was. So it doesn't do the saw very much justice, but oh! 86 cc's, guys. What you don't see is I'm pushing on this saw as hard as I can, and you can't bog her down. So this saw with a 4-foot bar and 4-foot wood probably cut just as fast. These big saws, you don't really know what they can do until you get them into the wood that they were made to cut. You know what I mean? But the torque, you can't slow it down. You can't stall it. Might be a little lean on the bottom end yet. Might have it set up just a touch rich here. I was just getting her tuned in a while ago, but super cool saw. Yank Doodle, check them out. Over and out. Thanks, guys.